Welcome to All Things NL East. Today we are back and we will actually be talking about the NL East.
We will be talking about the NL East, the first of our 5 episodes. We'll be breaking down every single team in the National League East Baseball Division,
Perhaps
going through their off-season
what they should do.
moves. What's just a little overview of what's going to be happening. So
Are you
let's
ready?
let's get right into it. I'm ready. Are you ready?
So we're going in order. We kind of said we said this at the end of last episode. We're going in order. Last place all the way up to first place.
It's the Nationals today.
The Nationals. The Washington Nationals.
And do you know who's next?
It's going to be the Mets.
It's the New York Mets. Who would have thought that the New York Mets would be next?
Crazy.
Second highest payroll in baseball.
All right, so let's go to the Nats. Let's just get right into it. 2023, they finished with a record of 71-91. Good for fifth place.
Haven't really been good at all.
Haven't been good. That's
the World
their
Series.
I think third or fourth straight last place finish in that division, but pretty promising stretch in August.
They came
got
back
hot.
a little bit.
They looked like they were kind of in the mix. A lot of young guys hit a lot. Pitching wasn't there all season, though. That's what they lacked. They were like 29th in pitching or something like that.
Well, I mean, the thing is, and this is with a lot of bad teams and why we see those like kind of surges at some point, is that usually they're a bunch of young guys with those kind of rebuilding whatever. So it's harder to know, what's going to happen. Take a team of guys that have been in the league for 10 years. And, you'll pretty accurately be able to predict how they're going to play. But, some of those new guys get up there and they thrive in that sort of high pressure, big atmosphere, and other guys don't. So, it's harder to know what's going to happen, which can be promising for a team like the Nats, who might need an unexpected run of sorts to be successful.
Yeah, they went 17-11 in August, and if you look at their hitting stats month to month, it didn't vary by much. The only difference was in this month they actually pitched and the bullpen held it down. So what does that mean? If this team would have had a slightly better bullpen, slightly better rotation, maybe they would have been in a mix for a wild card, because this team definitely hit a couple names that the average baseball fan honestly might have never heard of even after the season that they had. Stone Garrett, left fielder, young guy, finished with an 801 OPS, 120 OPS plus, with a 457 slugging. Kid can hit a little bit, 17 doubles. He played 89 games, though, still looked great. Lane Thomas, he did really well against my Marlins this year. He had a 783 OPS, good for a 114 OPS plus. They also
That's a lot of OPS plus.
That is a lot. That's pretty solid OPS plus. And then their best hitter, honestly, who led the whole team in pretty much every hitting category, was Jeimer Candelario, who they ended up trading to the Cubs at the deadline, so he's not going to be back. Probably the most promising sign for this team is that CJ Abrams, after a pretty shaky first half, finished the year pretty well. His numbers offensively aren't tremendous. He showed a lot of flashes and showed that he'll probably be a mainstay for them at short. So you like that. And in the pitching side, Patrick Corbin, they're just going to have to take what they have with that and eat that contract. Had a bad year. But Josiah Gray looked like he's definitely going to be a mainstay in that rotation for years to come. They got him in the Trey Turner deal and Scherzer back in 2021. And Mackenzie Gore, who they got from the Padres in the Juan Soto deal, had a solid year as well. Looks like wait, what the heck just happened here? Okay, I'm sorry. My computer shook up. I was looking at something. They look like they're definitely two guys who are going to be mainstays in that rotation. And the guys that I just named in the lineup, I mean, good years, pretty early.
Oh, good years, yeah.
Very early. I mean, other than Abrams, kind of earlier than you expect. And Mackenzie Gore had a few bad starts, so his end numbers aren't great, but he has the potential. I think next year he's going to break out for sure.
And one thing you love to see about this Nationals team is they're They're improving. I mean, we saw both World Series teams this year, about a week ago. They had this kind of 2 year slide where 2 years ago they were horrible, they got better, and then they both went to the World Series. We could potentially like the Nationals. I'm just looking at their
Whoa,
run differential
World
right
Series,
now. I don't think they're going to make the World Series. I'm going
run
to be honest.
differential.
I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs.
The run
But
differential, I don't think is bad.
what I'm saying is I think that they're on that same trajectory. Their run differential last year negative
Never
252.
mind, it's bad.
This year negative 145. So about 105 runs, 107 runs less. But one thing also here, just to note, the Nationals are significantly worse at home than they are away. Significantly.
Interesting.
A negative 90 run differential at home and only negative 45 on the road. So a huge gap there. I don't watch enough Washington Nationals baseball to know the cause of that one, but that's just another thing that could potentially be from all those young guys who maybe don't fare well with like the pressure of a home crowd on them.
Okay, so let's go over the guys on the big league roster that played a lot of games in 2023
Let's
that
do
are going to
that.
be there for years to come. So let's just list them off really quick. Keibert Ruiz, their catcher, switch hitter, hasn't fully broken out offensively, but showed some flashes. They signed him on a $48 million deal. He's going to be there for a few years. It was a long-term deal, very economic for the Nats. CJ Abrams, Lane Thomas, I think they're going to sign him. I'm pretty sure he has a few years of control left. Stone Garrett. And then you have Joey Meneses there, who also has a few years of control. He's kind of old, though. If they have a bad year this year, he might get traded.
Mm-hmm.
So those four guys, named four guys, and then you go to the pitching side, Josiah Gray and Mackenzie Gore. So you got six guys with a core. Let's go over to the farm system. They're ranked 8th in baseball, and they have 3 guys in the top 100. Dylan Cruz, number 2 overall pick in this past year's draft, 4th prospect in all of baseball. James Wood, number 7 prospect.
And both of those
in
are
all
have
of the
an,
big
have
leagues,
an
another outfielder.
MLB ETA of 2024, so next
Yes.
season.
That's exactly what I was going to go to, Cayden. So thank you.
No
Brady
problem.
House, also the 40th prospect, third baseman, actually rakes. Never really heard of this kid.
He owns
until
a
I looked at him.
ginormous rake. Oh,
Brady House rakes. He just had a bad injury in June, and a back injury, which you hate to see, especially for hitters.
Yep.
Hopefully, I think if he starts hot in AA, maybe see him in the bigs with both James Wood and Dylan Cruz. So I don't think they're going to sign. Now that I think about it, outfielders, they're just going to let their outfielders play. But a lot of the guys we've named, Lane Thomas, Stone, what's this guy's name? Stone. I'm so sorry. Stone Garrett. I was going to say Stone Garrett, but I hesitated. Stone Garrett, Lane Thomas, Victor Robles is going to be back there. He'll probably eat some innings in center until these guys come up with Dylan Cruz, James Wood, Elijah Green that has till 2026, but they got him. He has a lot of potential. And then Robert Hassel is another outfielder guy they got in the Juan Soto trade. He kind of struggled last year. He struggled a lot, actually. If he puts it all together, though, the sky's the limit for him. His ETA is also in 2024.
The thing is, just looking at this chart, they only have one guy, in their top 10 with an ETA of next year that pitches, and that's Cade Cavalli. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
Cavalli, I have no idea.
But so I think I wouldn't be surprised now looking at that a little bit more deeper if they do try to target pitchers.
Yeah, he made one start and it wasn't great. So I think when I look up and down this farm system, they look like one of the best in baseball. I mean, they obviously are. If they had a few more arms, they would probably be in the top 5, no doubt. Because you look at these guys' stats.
Yeah.
They all rake. Dylan Cruz had his way, got all the way up to AA after being drafted, after playing in the College World Series a few months before, which is crazy. That's just nuts. They also have Yoandy Morale, who third baseman. He might come up. They have a lot of third basemen in the farm, but I mentioned him because his ETA is 2026. And if Brady House is the third baseman of the future and CJ Abrams locks up short, these are guys that have good numbers in the minors, are ranked high. like Morales or Lyle, who's another outfielder. All these guys have a ton of potential. They might
Mhm.
be good trade pieces
Yeah,
if this team looks
especially
to buy.
if this team, yeah, went like 100 games in, whatever. I
Maybe
mean,
not even this year. Like if in
oh no, they
2025 they're
have
competing,
they'll. I mean, but that's the
they
thing.
got pieces to move for
They'll have
sure.
the option either this year, depending on how they do, or next year. They can kind of hold their chips and then see what they want to do with them when the time comes.
Yeah, and Jackson Rutledge also made a few 4 starts, average 5 innings in all of those starts. A little homer happy young guy though. Strikes, gets a lot of Ks. Actually no, never mind. Doesn't get many Ks. I thought that was one game. So yeah, doesn't get pitches to contact. But I don't know. They're definitely the arms is kind of where that's why they went so hard after Mackenzie Gore or
Mhm.
in that Soto deal. They wanted him, and they didn't trade with the Cardinals because the Cardinals didn't have many young arms to offer. Little throwback. That was 2022 season.
Do
But yeah,
we?
so team needs. I would definitely say, first of all, let me just say this. I think they're gonna go after this offseason and lock someone up. Someone who has who has pedigree, someone who they can kind of put on the billboards and on the in front of the stadium.
Yeah.
So draw a little bit of attention because this team was a year ahead, and Mike Rizzo is someone that isn't afraid to make moves on
Hmm.
either side of the spectrum, buying or selling. I think they believe in this core, and in a division that is getting older and older, I wouldn't be surprised if they're maybe not hyper aggressive. They won't go after Otani per se,
Yeah.
but I think they're going to make some moves. So we want to just go straight into some offseason predictions.
Yeah. Let's do that. I'm changing mine. I had it as I was gonna say, Tommy Pham from the Diamondbacks, but I think I'm gonna say Sonny Gray.
Ooh,
Sonny
Sonny
Gray.
Gray.
It's just
That's not
look,
bad.
every time I look at that pitching roster, it's just Sonny Gray just looks like he could fill the space. I mean, and he'd be their probably their number one, right?
For yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, they need an ace. Sonny Gray is a guy that's able to do that. He could replace Josiah Gray, so the number of pitchers with the last name Gray on the team wouldn't even go down. That wouldn't suffer at all.
Hmm.
Um,
I mean, no, yeah, just with that wouldn't be a bad three going into a series. Josiah, Sonny, and then Mackenzie. Mackenzie, I'm a big believer in him since he was a prospect. He has electric stuff. I think he's gonna fully break out. Like he's gonna be an all-star this year. Hot take, or maybe not that
All
hot. A
star.
lot.
Someone
He was a
clip
big
that,
prospect. Yeah, I think he's
and then
gonna
we
be an
can
all-star in
post it on the
2024.
Instagram
We
account
will.
when
He's
he
Mackenzie
finishes with
Gore.
like 8 votes for the
Imagine
All Star,
Mackenzie
and
Gore is
they're all gonna be you.
Mackenzie Gore is gonna be an all-star in 2024. That's my prediction. So yeah, Sonny Gray makes a lot of sense. I was looking at.
Just
I
say
don't
it.
know if they'll go.
Just say it.
What piece?
Hurt
So
me.
I think they're gonna go after Reese Hoskins.
He said it.
I think they're gonna get Reese. That's my prediction. Reese Hoskins on maybe like a 4-year deal. The prediction is market seems to be 4 years, 60 million, even after the ACO. They might overpay for him. I think Rizzo's definitely willing. They need a first baseman. They need offense.
But they
And
don't
like they
need
need a
to.
power bat.
They
They don't
don't
have a
need to
power bat.
take them from me.
They
I
will. Of
love
course, they
Reese
want to.
Hoskins,
It doesn't matter.
but
I don't think the Phillies
mean
though.
of them.
I highly doubt. I don't want to say I highly doubt because of the ownership in Philly and the
I
way they
wouldn't.
go about business, but I don't think they're gonna be that. Like I don't think they're gonna be willing to overpay for Reese. I doubt
I
it.
think they will, and the reason is his clubhouse presence is unmatched and something they're only able to see the true impact of. He might not go get along with the Washington Nationals, whoever's
Yeah, he
there.
definitely will. He's gonna get along with
Oh,
them.
okay, no, but I don't. But he gets along really well in
With
the
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia Phillies
I
clubhouse.
understand.
Just look at the numbers. Look at when he got injured. The Phillies immediately got better when he was able to return to the dugout during games. Their record shifted quite drastically, and obviously not all of that's him, but to say he didn't have a part in that would be completely irresponsible.
I understand, but this team was one game away from the World Series without him.
Mhm.
Where are you? What are you going to do with the outfield situation? Even if now that Harper could play the outfield,
Harper can play the outfield.
so it gets a little tricky with the DH spot.
Well,
And
Rojas is going back down. They already said they're not playing
I
Rojas in the
don't. But
majors.
then, okay, so you move. What do you mean? So who DH most of this year for the Phillies was who was who
Well, it was
was
Bryce Harper
Harper a lot, but like in the
for up to that point.
playoffs,
It
was it
kind of rotated. I feel like it was Schwarber most of the time.
Schwarber, right?
Yeah,
So you had Castellanos in right, Pache played some left field, Brandon Marsh played a lot of left field,
and then it was
Rojas in
Rojas in
center.
center.
So they're gonna go back to Marsh in center,
Yep.
Bryce in right, and Castellanos in left, or Schwarber in left, Castellanos DH.
One of them, they can probably alternate.
Would you
Whatever.
do that though? I feel like Rojas kind of showed with his glove and with
Well,
he's definitely not afraid of
I'm not
the
arguing
bigs.
that Rojas should not be in the majors. John Middleton said he's not going to be in the majors.
Okay.
So that's.
I still think Reese Hoskins is going to sign with the Nats. I think they're going to overpay.
I really
for him.
hope he doesn't. That would make me sad.
They need a first baseman. I know Dom Smith is going to be there for maybe a year or two more, but they're going to go after someone, and taking him from a division rival probably might give Rizzo a little extra edge in wanting to sign him. I think they're going to go after him. So Sonny Gray and Reese Hoskins, if those two come true,
they'd be a nice
solid
team.
offseason.
That would be a good offseason.
Solid offseason. Don't think they have the bullpen though, but the Rangers bullpen kind of came out of nowhere. So you never know with these guys.
Yeah.
Bullpens are really kind of a crapshoot.
We never got to talk about how you never got to see your fantasy unfold.
Yeah, we didn't. And we saw a blown lead in the World Series though.
We did see a blown lead. That was fun.
That was pretty cool.
2-run home run in the ninth,
Yep.
just like you said.
Literally.
But that wasn't to win it though.
Yeah, it wasn't. And the Dolis one was pretty cool though. That was a better moment. Dolis walk off. What actually happened was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't know. One more thing about the Nationals. Do you think the decision to pretty much sell everybody was a failure? Or was a
that's
bad
a great
decision?
question. So we could look at their haul. So obviously they got Hassel. Let's pull up these trades. So Padres.
They lost Harper in free agency.
Please. Oh my
They
gosh.
lost.
So
What-
yeah,
what
Harper they didn't get anything back for.
No,
So
Harper they got nothing.
let's go
But
to Juan Soto.
pretty much everyone was expecting the Nats to re-sign Harper, and they didn't.
The Phillies were always kind of in the mix, and the White
They
Sox.
were
if
in the
you-
mix,
if you
but I
recall.
think the Nationals were the favorite.
It was kind of like I remember this talk, a lot of Philly talk, White Sox, Giants, and the Yankees obviously are always want to sign everyone. Juan Soto trade. Why is it? Oh, because he's about to get traded again. Oh, I forgot. So yeah, it's interesting. If we look, oh yeah, they also got Josh Bell. I forgot about that. The Nats got Abrams, so they got their shortstop. They got Mackenzie Gore. They got their who I think is going to be an all-star. Robert Hassel, the third, who is I don't think he's maybe I don't want to say he's going to be a bust, but he had a bad year. James Wood, who's awesome, and is going to be in the league soon. And then Jarlin Susanna, right-hander, who is kind of middling in that farm system, and Luke Voigt, who got like reinstated and was on the Mets and was hitting in a sleeveless jersey in Double A. I don't know if you remember that, or Triple A. So that trade, in my opinion, was awesome. It was a home run. They got studs back. It hasn't really translated fully. Like we can't fully grade it yet, but so far it looks great.
Now
sure.
let's
so
talk.
Going into the Dodgers trade, I know they got Josiah Gray and Keibert Ruiz, who Keibert Ruiz looks like he's going to be a catcher there for a while. Obviously went over Josiah Gray as well. They also got Gerardo Carrillo and Donovan Casey, who's unranked, and Carrillo's kind of middling in that farm system. So Scherzer was on an expiring deal, and Turner had another year left. So far, that trade, I mean, if Josiah Gray ends up being a starter there for 7 years and is solid,
Yeah.
I'll tip my cap.
I don't think it was a good trade in my opinion. I mean,
Okay.
obviously we still got to give it time. It happened in what
Yeah,
2021.
Turner felt like a guy they could have locked up.
That's
Turner
what I'm saying.
felt
That
like
eliminated any chance of a re-signing.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't like it in the moment as well. I kind of, but getting Josiah Gray a starter kind of helps, especially in the position that team is in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're gonna go out. They're gonna get someone. If it's not Sonny Gray, Sean Manai, they need someone to eat innings and be serviceable. I think Sean Manai is a good name. They might trade him at the deadline. I don't know what the market for him is gonna be. Looking up and down these starters, maybe like an Alex Wood.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they give Sevy a shot. Sevy doesn't have a market. They feel like a team that could give Sevy a shot. If they're middling at the deadline, they could trade him.
Okay.
Maybe a veteran like a Kluber or a Paxton. There's a lot of things they could do. Or if they want Nick Martinez, is probably a starter for the Padres. Probably going to look for a long-term deal or like a 3-4 year deal. Maybe the Nats are willing to give it to him.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think it's very interesting. They're a pretty fascinating situation.
It is, and
that not a lot of people talk about.
I think it's just at the end of the day. I mean, this is for every team. It's going to come down, and none of us know to how much, how much money they want to throw out, and how much they believe in the, not believe, how much they believe they can make money from this.
Yeah, we'll see.
We're gonna see. This is gonna be an interesting episode to come back at.
When do you see
opening day?
Do you think this team competes in 2024? We're gonna come back to them because once the offseason's over, we'll probably do like a little projection thing.
Oh yeah.
But do you think this team has a chance with a good offseason?
I'm
a realistic offseason to compete in 2024.
I'm gonna predict if they let's say they sign who we were talking about.
Okay.
I'm gonna say they win 84 games.
That's a high number. So if they sign Sonny and Reese,
they win 84 games.
So you think the prospects are gonna impact for sure?
Yeah, I think
I think Cruz is gonna be a star.
They'll be this year's Marlins if they sign those people.
I'm not gonna lie, with the farm that they have, I mean, to compare them a little bit to the Marlins, if I'm a Nats fan and they go after some pitching, I feel a little bit better. Not gonna lie.
No,
I love their farm. I like their farm. They all rake.
They have a chance to turn it around.
They rake. But pitching is a little hard to find, and it's definitely irreplaceable. But if they go the Rangers route, I mean, the Rangers, I know they just won the World Series, and they're one example. Not everyone could do what the Rangers did, but the Rangers had a lot of guys that raked in that farm system.
Yep.
They impacted this year. They were all a year early. And the reason they won the World Series was because that front office decided we're going to just buy our pitching staff. Do the Nationals do that? I don't think this year, but they're a team to watch for in 2025.
No, I think yeah, this year, they're just fighting for a spot, and then anything that happens beyond a playoff spot is, more than a bonus. A
playoff spot is more than a bonus. I think 80 games is a win for this, is awesome for this team. If they're in the race in August, I know they had a good August, but they weren't in the race. No one.
I think it depends.
If they're in the race in August, it's
expecting of them to we got to see who they sign first, because I'm making these predictions assuming they sign Sonny and Hoskins. But
alrighty, that's it for the Nats.
I think that's it for the Washington.
Thanks for
Nationals.
watching.
Thanks,
Washington Nationals offseason outlook. Let's see how they do this year. Good luck to all the Washington fans.
Fantastic luck.
Mets
to
up
all
next.
The Washington fans.
Have a
Just
wonderful
don't
day.
take my boy Reese.